Good morning. Morning, everyone. Reverend Loretta, New York Community Center for Spiritual Living. And it is a pleasure to wish all of you a very happy Sunday this week. And we are knowing that through this lesson this morning, through the spiritual mind treatment, the reading, and the wonderful lesson being given by Barbara Blake, that everyone is going to have a blessed occasion on Sunday. Everyone will be blessed and inspired and uplifted to carry the message throughout this week. So we wish you a happy Sunday. And I've asked Fanny Munlin to do our spiritual mind treatment, and I've asked Catherine Holla to do our reading. So Fanny, please take it away. Treat for us. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Sunday. Let's take a deep breath and go to the place where the Spirit of God resides in each one of us, recognizing that there is but one power, one present, one divine intelligence in the universe. And that intelligence is God. And we are one with this power and presence. We are one with the prospering power of the presence of God. We let go of fear, doubt, and anxiety and move boldly forward, knowing that we are sustained in all our ways by the power and the presence of God. The consciousness of prosperity is the power of God acting in our lives, bringing forth that which we desire. We let go of fear, doubt, and anxiety and move boldly forward, knowing that God is the source and substance of our supply. All that we wish to have has come from the source of God. We let go of prejudice. We let go of fear, doubt, and anxiety and cling steadfastly to the power and the presence of God. For prosperity is a universal spirit of God. It is everywhere, evenly present in all that we do. We let go and know that the power and the presence of God guide our thoughts. Our thoughts determines our prosperity. We let go of fear. We let go of judgmentalness. We let go of doubt. We let go and let God. For at the source of our being, the Spirit of God is there operating, guiding, and giving us the things that we need to move forward with ease and with peace of mind. Love, joy, the joy of living, prosperous living is being creative, energized, the love of life, the love of joy, the love of giving, the love that transcends time and space. It moves us through all kinds of problems, any difficulty. We can move through it through the prospering power of God. For God is the source of life. And that source of life is always waiting for us to accept, to know that we are one with this power and presence. We know and realize the goodness that is in each one of us. We cannot hate, we cannot fear, we cannot. For the love of God is love, love, complete love, unconditional love. God does not judge. God is open and receptive to all that we do, say, or think. It is our thinking that determines our prosperity. We must think prosperous. We must act prosperous. We must circulate our resources. The circulation of resources bring wealth from sources known, unknown, unexpected. For God is the source and substance of all that we are, and everything that we desire is there waiting our recognition. Recognition with goodness, with the heart of pure heart of joy, with a heart of joy, with a heart of love. Love is the key to prosperity. Giving, freedom, ease of giving, donating to charity, to the church, giving effortlessly. The more we give, the more we receive. But giving is the requisite for receiving. We let go and let God with praise and gratitude for the Spirit of God and the spirit of prosperity. I release this treatment into the law, mind, and action, where it's accepted and acted upon at once, and so it is.
So it is.
And so it is. Thank you so much for that beautiful spiritual mind treatment, Fanny. That was wonderful. It was very empowering. I love your words. Very empowering treatment for all of us. Thank you, Fanny. Bless you. And now I've asked Catherine Holla to do our reading today. Catherine, take it away.
Wow, Fanny, that was beyond powerful. That was awesome. Awesome. So I'm doing a reading based on the book Four Spiritual Laws of Prosperity by Edwin Gaines. And I sort of added my little thing to it as well. So everyone on the line, repeat after me 5 times. I am prosperous. I am prosperity. 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 That's it. We just took the first step toward the prosperous life. By saying these 3 simple words, we open the window of prosperity in our minds. The energy of our thoughts creates as a result of this time-tested concept is so big, so powerful, and so irresistible that our lives will become a magnet, attracting success, employment, wealth, and every sort directly to us where it belongs. Pieces to this puzzle are all at our fingertips, just waiting for us to make them fit. We don't need to search any further for that one missing piece. It's already here. The technique in this guide and those 3 simple words are all it takes. Once we release limiting thought patterns and start practicing these spiritual principles, we absolutely will prosper. We achieve a life of true prosperity, enjoying a virtually alive, healthy body, thought through which we experience relationships that are always satisfying and trustworthy, honest and nurturing. We enjoy work we love so much that it's not work, it is play. We have all the money we can spend and share with money to spare. Living at this exceptional level is not only possible, it's right here for us, if only we abide by the 4 spiritual laws of prosperity. And they are: 1, set clear, tangible goals. 2, forgive everyone all the time, especially yourself. 3, seek, discover, and follow your divine purpose, which will help you assign significance to your life and bring a passion to all that you do. 4, strive to the person or place where you have received your spiritual nourishment. Just like Fanny said, circulate your wealth, give and receive. And then I added a 5th one. We release any and all feelings of not being worthy. We release all blockages and limitations, known and unknown, that would keep us from prospering. They are absolutely released and let go, dissolved. We let them go. They are a thing of the past. They have 0 power over us. We declare and absolutely know that we are worthy of prosperity and that we absolutely are prosperity. The solution to financial problems lies within all of us. Today, right here and right now, and every moment forward, we accept an abundant consciousness and freedom from a life of deprivation and want. We release the need for scarcity in our lives. We release the I only need this and that and the other to be happy. No. Why cut off our wealth and good in our lives and in that of others? We declare that we are worthy of wealth and abundant good in all areas of our lives. We are vitally alive. We are at ease. Our way is always made smooth and easy. We thrive and are passionate about life. We are a healthy, positive, we have a healthy, positive, energized mind, body, and spirit. We experience relationships that are always satisfying, honest, trustworthy, and nurturing. We love our work and our co-workers so much that it's not work, it's play. We are passionate and fun-loving. We have more than enough money. We have money to spend, share, and spare. We enjoy life and make a true difference for good in the world. We're grateful for Reverend Loretta. We're grateful for Barbara and Court for their ongoing work. We're grateful for Fanny for that terrific treatment. We're grateful for Barbara Blake for the lesson that she's about to do. And we are grateful for ourselves and just for nature, animals, and for everything, all of our blessings. We are grateful. And I declare it is so, it is so, it absolutely is so. And we are prosperity. Yay. Thanks.
Yay. Thank you, Catherine. That was a wonderful reading. I love the power of those words. I am prosperity. Thank you, Catherine Holla. Beautiful reading. Lovely. And now it is my pleasure to introduce Barbara Blake. She's our licensed practitioner. She's going to give us a talk on pathways to prosperity. So Barbara Blake, please take it away. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Loretta, and Fanny for that wonderful spiritual mind treatment, and Catherine for that reading. Today's lesson is combined from many, many different sources. One of them is Edwin Gaines. It's also Wallace Wattles and the Science of Getting Rich. It's Shiitake Gawain, Bob Proctor, Raymond Charles Barker. And I found that we can, in fact, let me change the view to pin me. Let's see. Okay. So that there's a common characteristic, there's common things, no matter who's writing about prosperity. And originally I was planning to call this talk Plan Prosperity, Prosperity Planning, Plan. But planning is entertainment. And Raymond Charles Barker said you have to treat and move your feet. And so that wasn't going to do it for me. I wanted to give and share with my community a pathway to prosperity. And so what is prosperity? It's the experience of having plenty of what we truly need, we want in life, material and or otherwise. And both Shiitake Gawain and Raymond Charles Barker almost have the same exact wording for the definition. They also say it's an internal experience, not an external experience. It's not materialistic. Prosperity is not materialistic. Shiitake Gawain says prosperity isn't caused by money. Raymond Charles Barker says it's a state of consciousness where money is the means, it's not the end. So prosperity can be experienced at any level of any financial wealth. And I had to read that and reread that over and over again. And then I thought about it. It's not the environment you're in that creates your prosperity. It's how you react or respond. If we have a pot of boiling water and we put a potato in, it gets soft. We put an egg in, it gets hard. We're all individuals. We're going to get put in an environment. We all can come out with different results based upon our responsiveness and changing our thoughts and our feelings, or just being reactive. And so clearly, Shiitake Gawain, and I think I read this last week, the 3 steps that she shares on experiencing prosperity is 1 was to discover the needs and the wants and the clarity. Get clear on what your needs and your wants are. Give up what you don't want. That's Edwin Gaines. And just simplify your life. And it starts in your mind. Your mind is in action. And then the second one was develop the ability to bring that first one into your life, your needs, your wants, your desires. And the third is to recognize and appreciate, enjoy what you have gratitude, which is also Edwin Gaines. So what I wanted to do was to just focus on the step number 2 of Shakti Gawan, developing the ability to bring your wants, your needs, your desires, your yearnings, your purpose into your life. And both Edwin Gaines and Raymond Charles Barker talk about these spiritual ideas, these divine purposes that produce money. For they are, so those spiritual ideas, those are the cause of your prosperity consciousness. And then they can in fact produce money, okay? So how are we gonna develop this ability to bring this one's needs, desires, or purpose into our life? Later on in Shakti Gawan's book, Creating True Prosperity, she talks about these other stepping stones: awareness, your truth, vision, goals, and sharing. And so we're going to spend a little bit more time on those. So the first stepping stone is awareness. Self-talk. That inner voice inside your head, that monkey chatter. Research says that there's about 4,000 words per minute that are just scrambling through your brain. And it's usually in your first language if you're not sure what your self-talk is. But that talk is very important. Those words that are going through your mind are very important. And most individuals are not aware. They have no awareness of what is taking place, what's really the focus of their thoughts and their words. So Raymond Hollowell, in working with the law, talked about the mental attitude, which is that primary cause, those thoughts, that feeling, that emotion, that mental attitude is the primary cause of most everything that comes into our lives and the progress in our lives. So becoming aware of what's going on is very important because you're going to get what you're in harmony with. They surveyed a group of people and they split them in two. And one group was asked to put a pen or a pencil across their mouth and smile while they were responding to the survey. And the results of the survey were that the group that held that smile while they were doing the survey, they had more positive responses. And the only difference between the two groups was one was asked to hold a smile. Just holding the smile can change your inner harmony and make it more positive. So Reverend Loretta, she spoke about the inner coach. I think it was Hollowell that said this, stand guard to the portal of your mind. Mary Morrissey calls it noticing what you're noticing. What are your patterns of thoughts? And here we're going to go into the two brains. You have the subconscious that I'm going to call the elephant. And then you have the conscious, which I'm going to call the writer. And the elephant can also be the amateur, the pro. I think one of my previous talks, I talked about in order to have prosperity, you have to be a professional at it. And so you have to understand your steps and take them and utilize them. So in these two brains, let's call it the subconscious, the amateur. The individuals do things fast. They're on autopilot. They're implicit. It's effortless. They're associative. They, somebody's doing this, I'm going to do this too. Difficult to control and modify the behaviors, the thoughts, the patterns, no self-awareness whatsoever. And then there's the pro, the writer, the film director. I think Wayne Dyer calls it that, the consciousness, where it's a little bit slow. It's serial. Do this, then do this, then do this. Explicit, effortful. Okay. I do this purposely. Logical, skeptical, in a good way. Question what's going on, wondering why, being intuitive, deliberately controlling your thoughts, your mood. Change your mood just by putting a pencil in your mouth and smiling a little bit. Those individuals are becoming self-aware. And that's what we want to do, is shift from this amateur to this pro, from subconsciousness patterns, thoughts, habits that are not serving a purpose for us any longer. They did at one point in time. And now become that writer, that film director in our consciousness. And one of the first ways you can do that is, how am I handling my thinking? Just ask yourself that. And if you could do that multiple times a day and look back on what that last thought was that you were thinking of. You know, some people say, every time I wash my hands, I'll do that. I suggest every time you look at your phone, maybe do it. How am I handling my thinking? Is it more positive? Is it more negative? How am I handling my feeling? Is it more positive? Is it more negative? What's taking place? And do it on a regular basis. That's really what you want to focus on, is becoming aware, because you become what you're thinking about. Catherine alluded to that. Fanny alluded to that. Our thoughts and our feelings, they have this vibrational frequency. You know, you talk about water being a liquid, but you change its vibrational frequency and it becomes steam, vapor, or it can become ice, a solid. So how do we change this frequency? Simplest way, Edwin Gaines talks about it, is just stop complaining. Raymond Charles Barker says that the subconscious habits, patterns, moves, attitudes, central ideas, stop all the negative responses or reactions, stop all your negative reactions and become responsive. And I know that, you know, it's not always easy to catch ourselves in the moment, and hindsight is wonderful, but that's good because you become aware, and then you can release, let go, and neutralize those patterns in spiritual mind treatment. And Einstein always said, insanity is keep doing the same things over and over and expecting a different result. So let's get very clear on our awareness. And, you know, when you're doing a spiritual mind treatment, like Catherine had suggested, is setting free all the present lack, loss, limitations, and the fear of the lack, loss, and limitation. And there'll be none of that in my future. Neutralize all my habits and patterns and replace them with your truth. Begin to see that world differently from this new point of view once you have an awareness of what your thoughts and your feelings and your emotions and where you're heading. And so from this new viewpoint, it's kind of like taking a camera. So you can go full face on, up, down, side, side. It's a different viewpoint. Embrace a new viewpoint for your awareness. And you can begin to see the world differently. And we talked about doing this for your truth. So what is your truth? Gabrielle Bernstein says, it's not your net worth, but it's your self-worth. And Catherine alluded to that too, your self-worth. And it's key. Your truth is that you are worthy of everything. You're a spiritual being having a human experience. So the barometer I like to use for testing what my truth is or not my truth is to listen to the divine, that intuitive little voice that some people will feel it as a heart opening, expansiveness. That's the nudge in the right direction. That's kind of like the divine knocking on your door and going, right direction, step this way. Let me show you to your next stone or step. Anything that's contractive, that feels, I don't know, clenching, that's probably not the right way to go. So try it out on your spiritual ideas that are being revealed to you with your awareness. Is it expanding you? Is it contracting you? What's taking place? And you're going to be inspired by these creative ideas. They're going to impel you with this expansiveness, this heart openness towards right action to produce right results. It's divine right action. Your emphasis is on the cause of the prosperity consciousness. That's it. Putting your creative ideas into action, which leads us to, what is your vision? So vision is your truly prosperous life. What does that look like? Create a clear blueprint for yourself of a day. What does it look like in the morning? Where am I? Where do I wake up? How do I feel about myself? What are my relationships like? What work or creative expression do I have? What lifestyle I imagine as a cosmopolitan and my country girl? What does it look and feel like when you go to bed at night? And do it all without the whys. No hows, no whys, none of that. And write that down and experience it like once a day, minimally. You know, if you want to, because that's a feeling. It's a shift. Once you've got this awareness, these spiritual truths are going to come in. You've got this vision. Create this vision for this spiritual idea. What would you love? And so you've got the amateurs, the subconsciousness saying, I'm going to live by the opinions of others. That person said something bad about me. Uh-oh. They're going to seek instant gratification. And then you've got the professionals that are using their consciousness in a more proactive way. They live by the connection to God. They are gratified when they are living their purpose. So start with the vision, not the how. The inspiration to change is going to come from within, from this place of knowingness, from this truth, this feeling of this truth and knowing. And you're going to come to it by declaring. Julie Pretzel shared a few weeks ago that she was starting women workshops. She declared it. That's a vision she had. She might have had through awareness. She reached her truth. It was a spiritual idea. She had the vision. Now she's declaring it. And the best way to think about the vision is don't put any limitations. Don't self-limit yourself. John F. Kennedy, the president, made a statement to his scientist about his vision. What would it take for us to put a man on the moon, a rocket with men in it on the moon, and come back safely? And the scientist, Werner von Braun, the only prerequisite, quote unquote, the will to do it. The will to do it. So therefore, the action goals are vision driven. So your actions, your goals, they're all going to be vision driven because you'll have the will to do it because you're doing your truth. So let's talk about goals. Edwin Gaines calls it just declaring commitment. But I thought about that word will. The will to do it. Not where the money comes from or any of that stuff. And then I thought I was confusing will with willpower. Willpower is the human experience of willpower. So you take a beach ball, try to push it in the water. What happens? It keeps bopping up, bopping up. As soon as you lose focus, that beach ball comes out of that water. That's willpower. Spiritual will, and this I got from the science of getting rich, compels the self to do the right things. It commands your attention. It's not forceful in any way. It's just kind of like an itch that needs to be scratched, sort of. It's the right things that you're focusing on, knowing that next step. It's the mind's ruling state, the spiritual will that's commanding your attention to do something. That knocking on the door, the bell ringing, however it gets your attention. So the one thing we can do for goals is, what step can I take right now, right in this moment? And what I added to that, because this is where I sort of personally got stuck, because I kept thinking, I have to have health to be able to do anything else. Some of you may or may not know, but I had an accident going on 10 years ago. And my focus has always been health. Get healthier, knowing that there's the perfection of spirit, full, perfect, and complete through me and out picturing. And yet what I realized was that I wasn't following any of these steps of prosperity or doing what I can with what I have. Just doing what I can with what I have. So there's a part of me that has this appearance of, let's put, challenge. And then there's the spiritual part of me that's aligned with perfection. So now I can do what I can with what I have, and so can you. So are we going to get to that point where we're going to go back to the amateur hour and do avoidance, discomfort, act on preferences, focus on the external challenges, quit, practice it maybe till we get it right, practice it maybe once or do it once, or work to get results, living in the past or the future? Are we going to act the professional? Take command of our consciousness and act on purpose. Take the steps that you can take. Focus on internal solutions, those spiritual ideas, and connect with your infinite nature to keep moving forward. It's till you can't get it wrong. Karate Kid, wax on, wax off. Automatic. Build that habit, exercise that spiritual muscle for spiritual ideas. And don't wait. Be inspired. Live in the present. So I was thinking, well, how do you do that? How do you set these goals, doing what you can with what you have, declaring this commitment? And, sometimes life sort of gets in the way, but it won't. If you block out a time on the calendar, what I've tried to do is use the calendar as my operating system. And then add more steps to things I don't want to do, because it makes it a little more difficult. And then take away some steps to the things that I do want to do. So I just want to clarify that. So let's say I wanted to exercise first thing in the morning, and I'm always tired in the morning. So maybe I sleep in my exercise clothes, or I put all my exercise clothes together instead of having socks in one drawer and the shorts in another and the t-shirt in another. Bundle it all up so it's very easy to get to. So I've eliminated the steps for the things that I don't want, limited them to make it easier for me to go ahead and to do it. And then added steps to the things that I don't want to do anymore. And so once you have your goals and you've set them, you want to stay on that new frequency of these new ideas and the feelings of that goal and that vision. So bring that up. And last but not least is you want to share that. I'm doing this thing in a declarative manner. There's no hope, no trying, no sort of, no kind of. Went to an entrepreneurial workshop this week and went around the room to introduce ourselves. And out of the entire group, only one person stated it in a declarative fashion. It is one of the keys in your stepping stones, and that pathway is to share your gift, share your purpose, become more and more of what you're meant to be. That's why you were given that spiritual idea. So your purpose is whatever it is you love to do, and you naturally find yourself doing. And you'll feel yourself expanding. I notice time expanding for me when I'm in the right purpose. And then the support and all the resources, they just start flowing, and you're very, very grateful for it. Have gratitude before it even happens. Just have gratitude. So to round everything back up again, we had Pathway to Prosperity, which was, first one was to discover your clarity, your needs and your wants. 2, develop the ability to bring your needs and wants into your life with the stepping stones of awareness of your truth, vision, goals, and sharing. And number 3 is to recognize and appreciate and enjoy what you have. Have gratitude for what you have now and what will occur in your future. And this ends the lesson. Thank you, Reverend.
Thank you, Barbara. Thank you very much for that wonderful lesson this morning. Thank you. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes, good. Okay. So I would just like to share some of the things that I gleaned from this lesson this morning. Awareness is very important, being aware of how we operate. And I love that. That is so important. I think it's willingness. That's what I would say. I love willingness, because when you're willing to do something, you're giving yourself permission to do that. And Barbara covered that very well. But we also have to know the truth about ourselves with regard to prosperity. Sometimes we have to take a deep look at ourselves and see what our limitations are. And you covered that beautifully, Barbara. We have to know what they are so that we can release, neutralize, and dissolve them from that beautiful treatment that Fanny Munlin did today, and also from the reading, the words, I am prosperity. I love that. I really do. And I just think that this lesson will give us a little bit of clarity about our truth and what we expect from ourselves and how we envision things in our lives. So thank you for that very empowering lesson. It was really wonderful. Thank you. And thank you, Fanny, for the wonderful treatment. And thank you to Catherine Holla for the wonderful reading. And now, Barbara Blake, if you'd like to open it up for sharing, okay? If anyone would like to share about the lesson, that would be great. Thank you.
The great